Did you know that 5,700 kids start vaping every day? That number is from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Here to talk about what vaping is doing to our community and to our country is Lauren McAndrew. She is a prevention specialist here at Pathway to Recovery Counseling and Education Services on Broad Street in downtown Hazleton. Lauren, unfortunately, this is an epidemic in our country and in our community, and you see it each and every day. You're out there trying to educate people about it. How serious of a problem is it?
Right now it's an epidemic, and it's only growing in numbers. As of October, in the beginning of the month, there was a little over 1,000 cases. Now we're close to the end. There's close to 1,600 lung disease cases. So that number is growing at a large rate.
Wow. So now you've done your homework in that and looked into research and different things that you want our viewers to be aware of. So you were telling me that there were studies done, one including mice. So tell us about some of the important information that people may not be aware of and probably aren't aware of.
Right, so the mice study was done by NYU University back in February last year, and they looked at 40 mice and the effects that the vapor had on the mice. So not even the smoking itself, just the smoke that it was given off, so that secondhand smoke. And they found that 20 of those mice developed cancer throughout their body from just breathing in that vapor, whereas the 20 mice that didn't breathe in that vapor, they didn't have those problems. And again, it's not just lung cancer that they're seeing. They even found the cancer was in the bladder. So it's moving to different parts of the mice as well.
So we're worrying right now about the people who are vaping, but we also have to worry about the people who are not vaping that are around the people that are vaping. So that's just like with secondhand smoke with cigarettes. Now we have to take the same thing into consideration.
Yes. So the Surgeon General actually saw that that secondhand smoke from the vapor is giving off ultrafine particles, and that could be heavy metals, so things like tin and nickel, or even formaldehyde, which is an embalming liquid.
Wow. So when you're going out into the schools or into the community and you're telling people this, what is the reaction you're getting?
They're amazed at what they're finding out about the chemicals that are in the vape, because again, the FDA isn't regulating them, so there's nothing to say what they can or can't put in them.
A lot of times, you know, the parents don't even realize what the children are doing. So this is a really serious problem. But the parents themselves, are they aware of the dangers?
No, they're not, because they're seeing that it's safe as well. So another thing is that some of the chemicals are deemed safe for human use in things like body wash or hand soap, then when we're not ingesting them. But now we're starting to ingest those products because they are in the vape juice. So they're amazed to see what kind of chemicals they are having.
Are there any certain questions that they're asking you when they hear all of this stuff? Like, what are you getting as far as feedback?
So they are starting to ask a lot more questions, and I think they're starting to take more of those pamphlets that we have out on the table, because normally they'll just look at them, maybe glance down, but then they'll start to ask those questions, and then that's when they start to get intrigued more, because again, they don't know what's going on, because this is all so new and it's happening so fast.
That is the thing, that it has happened really out of the blue. We heard and we talked with Jordan Cunningham from our area, who was in the hospital in very serious condition, thankfully is recovering now. When someone like that, he said he wants to go in and talk to other students and that and let them know what he went through. How important is it for the students to see someone, you know, one of their peers, telling them, hey, I went through a lot because of this?
I think it's a lot more beneficial to see something firsthand, or to see someone firsthand that went through that, just because, again, it's kind of not a scare tactic, but they can see what can happen to them. It's not just us telling them, well, this can happen to you. They're seeing it actually is happening in our community.
Well, the purpose for us talking with Lauren and some of the other people here at Pathway to Recovery is to educate and inform. So you do take these programs not only into the schools, but into the community as well. So you'd be willing to provide this information to anyone out there for like a Crime Watch group or some organization that would be willing to listen. They can just give you a call and you'll take a presentation to them?
Yeah, we can come out, do a presentation, answer any questions that they have. follow up with them if they have someone that is interested in quitting smoking or vaping.
Are you getting more requests for things like that because people are now becoming aware of the dangers?
So we're getting a lot more with the kids in schools because they are starting to become more careless with it and they're starting to get caught with them. So we are seeing that more. We are starting to get calls though with adults trying to quit vaping because they're starting to see the studies that are coming out.
Well, you've been a wealth of information for us here today to tell us about this. I was shocked when you said 5,700 kids a day starting. That's phenomenal.
It's terrible to think that that many kids are risking their health for 2 seconds to show off to their friends.
And many of them may not be aware of the dangers. We hope that through the experts here at Pathway to Recovery, they can give you the information you need to make the right decisions. And if you need information on vaping, the dangers, or you want them to come talk to your group, please contact Pathway to Recovery. They will be more than willing to help you out. And we will have much more on this problem and the solutions to this epidemic in our country. Since our interview, a new federal law prohibits the sale of tobacco products to anyone under age 21, and the federal government announced a ban on flavored e-cigarette cartridges. For more information, visit tobaccofreekids.org or contact Pathway to Recovery. And don't miss part 2 of our series on the dangers of vaping next week.